Today might have been the worst day of feeds, not just because it's been a boring week, but because today was the worst of the feeds being just cut so much. It's been a problem the whole season with the live feeds just constantly being cut. Today, probably the worst of that. It felt like it was off more than it was on for sure. But this gives me time to shit on Brent. Brent, this creepy loser, has frankly brought great shame to Italian Americans. He has shown some very creepy stalker behavior with Hannah, which I have touched upon before, and it has just gotten worse. I think he's already mad that he can't get Alyssa and that Alyssa friend zoned him because Alyssa and Christian, they have their little showmance and that's growing, I guess. And now Brent is always trying to be between Derek X and Hannah, always following Hannah around, always breaking it up when those two are together. It's very strange. And he does it purposefully. He said on the feeds in the wee hours of yesterday morning, which happened after I recorded yesterday's video, he said to Whitney, "Oh, I left Hannah and Derek alone and then went to go find them." And it's just very strange. It is very definitely like Caleb and the Challenge 36 winner Amber when Caleb used to stalk her and creepily watch her. And he's just a weird, sad boy. He's 28, but he acts so, I don't even know how to put it into words, but he's just frankly pathetic. And he does not take any of Hannah's hints. I mean, she always kills him in games of Mafia, killed him in Fuck, Marry, Kill. Yesterday, she said she noticed his eyes. He asked if they were marriage material eyes, and she said no, more like serial killer. One thing Hannah's going to do in this house, she's going to drag some people. But it is a good thing that Brent has worked himself into be the next target, it seems. Everybody's done a very good job, or everybody outside of the slaughterhouse has done a very good job of putting the next target on Brent if Brent or Whitney don't win the next HOH. Whitney just seems to be a collateral damage of being Brent's team and Brent's closest ally. And today, Kylan maybe gave up a little too much info to Alyssa and Christian. I feel like Kylan definitely always talks a little bit too much, especially when he said they're targeting Brent and Whitney because they see them getting close. But Christian and Alyssa also getting close. So it should be worrisome for some people in this house if Brent or Whitney win the next HOH because Alyssa and Christian, and probably Alyssa especially, will do some ratting out of people's games. For now, though, Alyssa and Christian and Xavier want to just act like the slaughterhouse is still a thing with Brent and Whitney and even Derek F. Even though Derek F's pretty over the slaughterhouse too, I think, because Frenchie's made it seem like they turned on Frenchie rather than Frenchie turning on them and destroying his own alliance. I do think Claire and Brittany would be Brent's target next week if he were to win HOH. I do think Tiffany should worry maybe a little bit that if Alyssa starts ratting things out to Brent or Whitney if they win HOH, it could be Claire and Tiffany on the block. But who knows if that would actually happen. Right now, Brent seems pretty clear that it's going to be Brittany and Claire. He's just so, a girl has to go next, of course. Two guys going out first, a girl has to go next. But he's been preaching this since last week, and that didn't happen. But the next HOH looms important to see which direction the house goes in. Is the slaughterhouse completely broken up? Was somebody not Brent or Whitney winning? Seems like it might be the case. Whitney's talking about throwing, a lot of people talking about throwing the next HOH again. Alyssa and Christian want to throw it to either Tiffany, Claire, or Sarah Beth because they would take that shot at Brent and Whitney. So it's looking like it's Brent versus a lot of the girls for the next HOH, unless Derek F actually tries to get HOH to do some sort of avenging of Frenchie. But speaking of Derek F, it feels like Derek F had actually started to let go of Frenchie. He is letting go of Frenchie because he is about to be evicted, and now he's moving on to flirt with Kylan. Derek F wants to go to the end with either Kylan or Xavier now. But I do think Xavier sees that Derek F is not always the most loyal to the cookout with the things he says and does. And one thing I'm glad about Azah, as I said early on in our coverage, and I think in the beginning of the season with our cast assessment, that I felt Azah was going to be too loyal to the team and that would probably fuck her. I do think that could still be the case. But I do think she has enough distrust in Xavier and Kylan now because of the whole slaughterhouse situation. And they've never still admitted to her that they were in the slaughterhouse. It gives me hope that towards the end of this game, if the cookout does all make it far, that Azah will want to make a move on these guys. Other news of the day, Kylan had talked to himself about his duo with Sarah Beth and how he told her that it would be a final two. He only told her that once, and now he's trying to make sure he doesn't tell her that again because Kylan would cut Sarah Beth to go to the end with somebody from the cookout. But overall, it was just another slow day of feeds. I just hope they do get Brent out next. I'm tired of his ass. He is definitely creepy with Hannah. It's getting old. He knows that he can't even get Hannah now. I wonder if he's going to take a joke Tiffany made tonight to heart because they were she was talking about how everybody in the house looks so good. They're all good-looking people, and then she made a joke about Brent. Who knows with his ego? He has an overinflated ego, and his Italian mother needs to beat it down with a polenta stick. Can't think of any other news really. I like that Derek X and Azah have been having a lot of personal conversations. Azah even told him what she does in real life, her real job, even though the feed's cut. I don't know what she was talking about. But she's only revealed that to Derek X. So those two obviously very close on a personal level for sure. Outside of that, can't really think about much more. I mean, Twitter was just mostly talking about those Nolan twins who, I guess are big fans of that Hick Frenchie and did some incestual shit. Well, not to end on that note, one thing I did just see with gossip between Claire and Hannah is Hannah's really going hard with Claire about her crush on Derek X. Could things be getting serious between Hannah and Derek X? I don't really know if Derek X likes Hannah like that, but we'll see if this flirtmance gets any further. I know Hannah and Derek X stands are definitely starting to go crazy on Twitter, but we'll see if this develops into something real.